Hi guys! So today I will going to tackle about the Electronic Commerce Act, which is signed last June 14, 2000 by the late President Joseph E. Estrada. But I will be going to focus my discussion in Chapter 1, which is the Declaration of Policy. In Section 1, Declaration of Policy, in a simple manner, ICT makes a business more efficient, effective, and promptly respond to customer needs, like the needs to create an information-friendly environment, the needs to develop through appropriate training programs and institutional policy changes, the needs to facilitate the transfer and promotion of technology and ensure network security, connectivity, and neutrality of technology for the national benefit, and the needs to marshal, organize, and deploy national information infrastructures comprising in both communication network and strategic information services. So next, why e-commerce is so important for your business? E-commerce offers business a whole range of opportunities, from marketing opportunities to increasing your product ranges to generating more sales. Through e-commerce, you can not only achieve these goals but also offer your customers around-the-clock convenient service that can boost your business. So what are the examples of e-commerce? So the common examples of e-commerce here in the Philippines are Lazada, Shopee, eBay, Foodpanda, and Carousel. In Section 2, or the authority of the Department of Trade and Industry and participating entities, it is all about the TTI, who has the authority to supervise the continuous development of e-commerce in the country together with other relevant agencies without the preconception of RA 7653 or the Charter of Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas and the RA 8791 or the General Banking Act.
I am going to discuss the Chapter 2 Declaration of Principles for Electronic Commerce Promotion. Under the Section 3 Principles, pursuant to the mandate under Section 29 of the Act to direct and supervise the promotion and development of electronic commerce in the country, the following principles are hereby adopted as government policy on electronic commerce. Here are the principles, but I am only going to discuss the A, B, and C. A. Role of the government. Government intervention, when required, shall promote a stable legal environment, allow fair allocation of scarce resources, and protect public interests. Government plays an instrumental role in encouraging e-commerce growth through concrete, practical measures, such as creating a favorable policy environment for e-commerce, provider to citizens of e-government services, and becoming a leading-edge user of e-commerce. Listed below are some of the role of government in promoting e-commerce. The first one is protection of intellectual property. Second is protecting consumers from fraud. Lastly, guaranteeing the right to privacy. B is role of private sector. The private sector may equally benefit the growth and development of e-commerce, particularly in developing countries. E-commerce is a tool used to promote, to market, give service, and sell products in domestic as well as international markets, resulting in an increase of exports of developing countries and contributing towards the achievement of sustainable development goals. C is the international coordination and harmonization. Electronic commerce is global by nature. Government policies that affect electronic commerce will be internationally coordinated and compatible and will facilitate interoperability within an international, voluntary, and consensus-based environment for standards settings.
So I will discuss principles letters D to H. First is the neutral tax treatment. So transactions conducted using electronic commerce should receive a neutral tax treatment. So the question is, what is neutral tax treatment? The Philippines currently has no special legislation that provides for the taxation of online transactions. However, the imposition of tax under the National Internal Revenue Code makes no distinction. So it simply means that online transactions should be taxed in the same way or in similar way as conventional or usual ones. So next is protection of users, letter E. So the protection of users, in particular with regard to privacy, confidentiality, anonymity, and content control, shall be pursued. It shall be in accordance with applicable laws. In fact, last November 2020, the House of Representatives approved a bill regarding protection to consumers and merchants engaged in internet transactions. So the measure creates e-commerce bureau under the Department of Trade and Industry, which shall have authority over activities conducted over the internet which are currently not regulated. So with regards to businesses like Lazada, if you search their data privacy protection policy, you can read the purpose of that, also the definition of personal data, and the important rules for the sellers, and their corresponding consequences for the violations. So next is the electronic commerce awareness. The government and the private sector should inform the public both the benefits or the advantages of using electronic commerce and the disadvantage of it. Next is the small and medium-sized enterprises. So government will provide small and medium-sized enterprises or SMEs with information and education relevant to opportunities provided by global electronic commerce. So this can be the answer to create an environment to support the SMEs in relation to the digital economy. So this roadmap aims to improve market access for MSMEs, prepare them for digital transformation, and make logistics efficient and at a lower cost through integration. Pacheco encouraged businesses to tap the potential of digitalization as one can start his online businesses through social media. And lastly, the skills development. So here, the government should take action on how to make the workers or applicants to be up to date with the new employment offerings brought by the e-commerce. With this, the government must continue to support formal and non-formal skills development programs in order to maintain effective and efficient e-commerce transactions.
Government as a model user. Governments shall utilize new electronic means to deliver core public services in order to demonstrate the benefits derived therefrom and to promote the use of such means. In this regard, the government will be a pioneer in using new technologies. In particular, the Government Information System Plan, GISP, which is expected to include but not be limited to online public information on cultural resources, databases for health services, websites at local, regional, and national levels, and public libraries and databases, where appropriate, will be implemented in accordance with the provisions of the Act and RPWAP. Convergence. Convergence of technologies is crucial to electronic commerce and will be supported by appropriate government policies. Government will work closely with business in preparing for and reacting to changes caused by convergence. Domain name system. The government supports initiatives to ensure that Internet users will have a sufficient voice in the governance of the domain name system. Access to public records. Government shall provide equal and transparent access to public domain information. Dispute mechanisms. Government encourages the use of self-regulatory extrajudicial dispute settlement mechanisms such as arbitration and mediation as an effective way of resolving electronic commerce disputes. E-commerce makes it possible for people to open the doors of their very own virtual stores. Selling online makes it easier for small, specialized stores and big brand outlets to reach a wide audience. The role of government in electronic commerce is partially dependent on the role that each government perceives it has in commerce itself. Governments adopt different degrees of intervention within the commercial world, and this directly affects their participation in this world. The government also shows support for the development of e-businesses by creating laws to help companies and individuals stay safe within the internet and making sure that everyone has equal rights while online.